Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Zelda 1 Randomizer 2020 Random Percent Tournament. Today we have Game 2 between Cdinprov and Xarnax42. I am Alsoa, and I am joined by Mr. John Tabin.
Hello, Alsoa. This should be a good race. Their game one was pretty close all the way through, so yeah, these flags are all over the place, so we'll see what happens. There is an option for a loser's remorse flag in game two, but Cdinprov chose to just leave all the flags as is. So everything that is 50-50 in round one is still 50-50, and we'll see how things roll.
You know, I can see it both ways, because I can see wanting to change a flag if there's one flag you really want on, but at the same time, the base flags are strong enough on their own that if you're fully comfortable with them, then okay, just go with it. So, given that we can start with up to 2 items, what 2 items, if they're going to get 2, would you like to see the runners?
Would I like to see the runners start with, or as a viewer, or would the runners like to start with? Because as a viewer, you want them to start with as little as possible, so that they have to struggle. If you're a runner, you might prefer to have magical sword and red ring out the gate or something.
I kind of want to see the meat.
And yes, the reason the code is letters and numbers is because of the replace white sword, magical sword with bomb upgrades flag being turned on. If the scroll, the title screen scroll with all the items would give away what the magical sword and white sword were otherwise. So those sprites are all off in the opening title, and the letters and numbers replace the hash. I actually turned that flag off for my loser's remorse, so we got sprites from the game like normal instead.
Okay, the runners will get started here in just a second. The other place you'll see that, as our tracker Bullet mentioned in the chat, is if there is sprite shuffle on, which there currently is no sprite shuffle in this stage of the tournament.
Right.
I don't recall if there's any at all, actually. I know there's some flags that get added in the later stages, but those will be in the later stages.
I think some of the sprite shuffle flags are things that runners can select if both agree, but are not by default. Ooh, wand under the Armos right to start.
Wow.
So they start out with blue candle and wooden arrows, and the level 6 Triforce, and either the first quest or Shapes level 4 Triforce or the second quest level 5 Triforce. We don't, because the second quest level 5 Triforce is in the 4 position, and they start on the Armos screen with the wand as the Armos item. So that gives them some offense right out the gate.
I think if this is a Wizards on the Overworld seed, which it could be, sword becomes a formality. It looks like it will not be, though. So we have a level on Cdinprov side.
Yeah, and we have hidden dungeon numbers, which is another 50-50 flag, so it's level question mark, and we have to figure out what level it is as we go.
Now, based on this start location, combined with the enemies, we might have 0 HP enemies here.
Yeah, maybe. It looks like most things are going down to 1 hit. I mean, the wand is 2 HP, so you can't know for sure just yet, but...
We definitely do. That Blue Dark Knight went down in 1 hit from the wand. That is, even with ±4, that is not possible.
Yes, because they started 8. And CD finds the ladder in the basement right off the bat. Really important item for early exploration, so nice to find. We'll see if Xarnax heads back into that level shortly, because
I'm pretty sure this is going to be a Shapes dungeon, but this is off to an amazing start for the runners. Like, alright, any key and red ring next, right?
Yeah, if you're right, the Shapes with hidden dungeon numbers can be quite complicated, because it can take a while to figure out what dungeon you're in, and therefore how many items there are in there.
However, if we have vanilla dungeon item locations, which we don't because of the wand, never mind. Throw that theory away.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess you were going to say it would be... We might be able to conclude this was 4 from the ladder, but I don't think we can because of the wand under the armos.
You know what would be amazing to see?
I mean, I can think of several answers, but what do you have in mind?
Red ring and bow in 9.
Oh, that would be neat, yeah. If important items in 9 is on, then the bow can be in 9, and that's another 50-50 flag. There's Xarnax right behind her getting his ladder.
I don't believe this can be 1Q3 based off of... Ooh, Jerry in chat bringing up a good point. This could be Second Quest 8.
Yeah.
We'll know if there's like 10 million staircases.
Yeah.
Now, if this is Second Quest 8, that makes that ladder find this early amazing to get that so quick in a Second Quest 8.
Yeah, for sure, because that means that they got lucky enough that one of the 900 staircases happened to be the item staircase and not one of the many transports. We're finding a bait block, which that is a Second Quest 8 thing, so...
By the way, that hint is deceptive. Nobody counts to 10 in Zelda. They just count to whenever they get hit by a key or a bubble. And I believe the difference you're seeing in the coloration between Xarnax and Cdinprov is a matter of the hardware they're using.
Yeah, Xarnax plays on console with a flash cart. CD plays on emulator, so...
This is where having those bombs is going to help out Xarnax a little bit, as he will be able to explore a little bit deeper into this level 8. Which, at this point, I think we can say it's level 8. Ironically, that makes level 9 actually a little bit better to dig for items.
Yeah, if it's Second Quest 8, that means it's a Second Quest 9, which is quite a bit smaller than First Quest or Shapes, and quite a few and many fewer staircases. So.
Although the one thing the runners will have to be careful of is, because we will have a Second Quest 7, there are 2 mugger rooms in that dungeon. So, this seed could very well become that sword as a formality to be Ganon-style seed, if the wizards are generous.
Of course, they're going to need to search the overworld for levels anyway, and they'll probably happen upon the sword at some point, But I don't know, if you happen to, like, let's say they find the recorder and it's recorded on beaten dungeons and they can get all the dungeons beaten without the wand, do you keep looking for the wood sword, or you just go into 9 and hope Ganon's not required? So, interesting call.
I think you check whatever wood sword caves are on the way, or whatever open caves are on the way, and then you just go to 9. Oh, that's a bubble curse.
Yeah, it looks like Xarnax is being slowed down by the red bubbles. So, in Vanilla Second Quest, the red bubbles take your sword away until you hit a blue bubble or do a number of other things. In the Randomizer, they can also reverse your controls or slow your character down, and it seems like they're doing the latter.
It's amazing how all it takes is literally one small change to take the red bubble curse in Vanilla from terrible to amazing.
Now that fairy fountain tells us this is a straight Second Quest overworld. In First Quest, the level 5 entrance is there, and in a mixed quest overworld, the level 5 entrance is also always there, and the level 3 entrance is Second Quest. But in this case, that fairy fountain's only there if it's a Second Quest overworld, so we know they will not have to check the spots that only exist in First Quest.
You know, we have a decent shot at full Second Quest for this seed.
Yeah, I think we've seen a Second Quest dungeon and a full Second Quest overworld. Xarnax, by the way, he's the reason he's damaging himself with this candle is to boost past those bubbles with iframes without getting hit. But of course, there's so many bubbles in the spiral that it's not getting him. It's not saving him more than a few seconds because he's getting bubbled immediately anyway.
Anytime you have a spiral staircase with red bubbles, you just assume you're getting hit by the red bubble unless you have something like red candle where you can just boost constantly through it. Cdinprov finds another level. This could be 7.
Yeah, well, based on what we saw in 8, the pallets are probably shuffled, so we can't infer anything from that. But yeah.
Well, the problem with Second Quest is if Second Quest 1 through 6 is on, every single dungeon in 1 through 6 is 4.
Every single dungeon is what? I didn't understand what you said.
If you have Second Quest levels 1 through 6 on, then every single dungeon in Second Quest suddenly becomes level 4.
Oh, because of
because of the way 4 is shaped.
Well, this is in fact 7.
Yay, 7! The thing I like about Second Quest 7 is it's generally not too difficult to get around the dungeon once you can get to that centerpiece.
Yeah. There are no walkthroughs, and in vanilla there are no bomb holes. Occasionally the randomizer will add one if the room's randomized a certain way, but usually there's not going to be any bomb holes or at least not many, and so you explore the middle, and then it's a pretty linear exploration. It's just that there are a lot of staircases to check.
I think the thing that would concern me is if this is a full Second Quest seed, keys are going to be a premium.
Absolutely, but we haven't seen any of dungeons 1 through 6. CD grabbing her level 7 Triforce. She might just bail here because there's a lot of rooms left to check.
That Triforce is actually very important, in so much as because it was in its vanilla room, we could be looking at non-shuffled dungeon drops, which means the heart containers will always be in their respective boss room, which if there's heart shuffle on, means you know what room is going to have the floor drop.
Yeah, but that map, I think that's not where the map is in Second Quest 7. I think that's the map room from Second Quest 1, maybe. Except, no, I think it's a.
No, that's not the one from 1.
The one from 1 has the drop on the other side of the room,
yep.
But I think the one. Yeah, so I think the Triforce room may just be a coincidence, because if it were, because we'd see the map in its own room too if that were the case. But we'll see.
Yeah, it's still a little early to tell yet, because like you said, it could be coincidental that the one Triforce is in the correct room for it. Well, correct, in air quotes. Xarnax opting not to pick up the letter?
Changes his mind on that.
Boletta checking Boletta tracking where the 80 roads are that Cdimprov's checking.
Yeah, so we do have shuffled any roads.
Does make the power bracelet a bit more valuable.
Yeah, I mean, we already knew there were going to be some power bracelet checks because it's a Second Quest overworld, but also the any roads are also going to be something else. So that power bracelet's going to be a premium, as is the recorder, because of all the Second Quest recorder spots.
I don't think Xarnax knows yet that it's a full Second Quest overworld.
Yeah, I think CD saw the fairy fountain screen. I don't think he did yet, so he's probably he's probably going to assume mixed until he knows otherwise.
Which is kind of what you do, is you assume mixed second, where it's a mixed overworld with the second cave distribution, so that you know you don't have any money.
Although on that starting screen, I would do what CD did and try and get onto that first quest level 5 screen as soon as possible, so I know I can at least eliminate one or two of the 3 possibilities.
And if you go to second quest level 2, or second quest level 3, first quest level 2, between that and first quest 5, that'll tell you what
Right.
Oh.
Well, we got replaced White Sword and Magical Sword with bomb upgrades, so the only sword in the world is going to be a wood sword. Xarnax finding this first quest, Take Any Spot Cave, does not open. But we don't know whether that bomb upgrade we just saw, that's what that bomb with the plus sign was. We don't know whether that was the White Sword or the Magical Sword, because he didn't have enough hearts to pick up either. But we do know that the wood sword's going to be the only sword, which isn't that bad given that they seem to have 0 HP enemies, and they started with the wand.
The only thing that the sword upgrades would help with potentially is bosses, as we don't know if they've been shuffled, what they've been shuffled to, and Ganon, if he is not 0 HP.
That's a good point.
Which 0 HP Ganon is its own separate flag from the enemy and boss shuffle.
Yep.
Xarnax taking a death. Cdinprov trying to get Tree Clip is unable to get it and is going to just walk around. Xarnax will now get the news that he is in full second quest. And with a small secret of only 2, this might be a little bit of a rough month. This probably is going to be a rough money seed.
On the other hand, they started with the wood sword or the wood arrows and the blue candle, so there's a little bit less money pressure. I know they won't have to buy arrows.
I want to say Cdinprov was debating a magic shield or a candle there. Not a candle, a key.
Yeah. And she's probably also noting in her tracker the blue ring price and so forth.
Yes. That is a relatively expensive blue ring, even though it's just about vanilla. Now, we have not yet seen... I don't believe we've seen all 4 shop types yet, so this could still be a boomstick seed.
Could be. And with wand in hand, that if you do see that book in the shop, you very much want it.
Yeah, this would be a seed where if you can afford to do it, get the book because you have the wand so early, but I would personally make the argument that if it's full 2Q dungeons, you probably want the keys more.
That is a defensible argument, certainly. There are certainly some key pressure. But have we seen any of the smaller dungeons yet?
We have not.
So for all we know, 1 through 6 are our first quest, and 1 and 2 will be full of keys. We'll see.
Also, there's no hints in the seed. We saw that the hint prices were vanilla, and there's been community hints everywhere.
Also, no extra candles, which doesn't matter because they started with a blue candle.
And yes, probably like correcting me in chat. If it's second quest 1 through 6, then every dungeon is 4.
Wood sword in the vanilla wood sword cave.
Sword is good. They can beat wizards and Ganon now.
And they have permanent sword beams on. CD just was able to beam the beam without full health. So
if the seed is giving the runners combat, what is it going to take away from them?
Only time will tell.
Oh, you know it would be crazy? And this is me going full troll again. So you have to go into level 9 to get the recorder. That leads you into one of the 2 dungeons they've already got the Triforce out of. To get the power bracelet to get into the other dungeon they don't have the Triforce out of to get the silver arrows to beat Ganon.
Yeah, we've certainly seen things like that before. But we've also seen seeds that go real fast.
My question is, where are the dungeons?
Yeah, I mean, you have to be thinking power bracelet and recorder when you see a full second quest overworld, and you've explored this much, and you don't see any dungeons. At a certain point, if you don't see anywhere else to go, you may have to go back to some of the dungeons you've seen and keep digging.
Also note that Death Mountain has like 11 bomb spots in second quest.
There are a few extras, and
Death Mountain could be the play that the runners need to make early to get their items to get into the rest of the dungeons.
Or all the dungeons could be up there.
The dream. 7 dungeons in Death Mountain. You know what is kind of nice about the runners having a sword, as Xarnax picks up a potion. Not a bad play at all.
Yeah, I think I think once you have more than 6 hearts, which guarantees the white sword item, you'd be a fool not to pick up the potion with red bubbles around.
I think for me it would depend on how good your money is, how much you need to buy, and where your potion shops are.
If the potions are super cheap and you have plenty of money, then yeah, maybe you're thinking you'll buy a potion. But in this circumstances, I think it's pretty much a no-brainer play.
The other instance I could see is if you're close to that 12-heart breakpoint, which, because of the 50-50 magical sword and white sword hearts not being shuffled option, Magical Sword has a slightly higher than 50% chance to roll at 12 hearts. So if you're at like 11 and find a bonus cave, you might consider taking the heart if Magical Sword's easy to get to.
Xarnax buying a key, which is a good use for money when you know you're not going to have to buy any arrows, and that was a pretty good key price too. I mean, when I see the white sword, when I see the bomb upgrade in a cave, I kind of stop worrying about getting to heart containers for Magical Sword, just because that's a lot of work to do for just a couple extra bomb capacity, unless it turns out you're in a really bomb-started seed. All right, now Cd's in level 1.
Full second quest, folks.
Yep.
And that is the room the map is normally in, so that gives a little bit extra credence towards the drops in dungeons not being shown. Yeah, see, this is level 4 until you get the map. Now we can say it's not level 4.
CD taking a slow and safe strat here by beaming the Gliok from the door. The wand does more damage, but the wand can't hurt Gliok from a distance. You have to get up in his face.
Also, please note that the runners will have the level 5 Triforce and not the level 4 Triforce.
Correct.
See Xarnax going for the quicker but more dangerous approach of just go man mode on the Gliok, or Lionel mode in his case. This room should have the compass for them.
It does.
Xarnax not going to pick it up. Valletta will.
Or CD. Valletta's the tracker. CD's.
Dang it, I keep doing that. Ugh. My goodness. This is a sign that I'm tired. When I'm mixing people's names up. My apologies to Cdinprov.
The winner of this match, however, does face Valletta.
Well,
if it's Xarnax, the winner of the best of 3. faces a lot of.
Yes. If Cdimprov wins this match, they will force a game for 3.
Yep.
And if Xarnax wins it, then he will go on to face Boletta.
Question in chat, what's the base HP for Gleok's first head? 9?
10.
10, yeah. I just don't even think about that fight anymore. But yeah, because I usually just beam. Because in vanilla level 4, I beam from the door and then just hit it 9 times. So I was just trying to think. Yeah, it's 10 total with the wood sword, or 5 with the white sword or wand. But
let's note that Xarnax bought a key, and that is going to allow him to go into this portion of level 1, which may have the item. Also, I believe we have extra bosses.
Xarnax forcing a bomb off that Moldorm's. The Moldorm's has exactly 10 segments, so if you take a hit right before you start killing it and don't take another hit during the fight, it's a nice place to force a bomb. Xarnax finding the magical boomerang on the floor.
All hail. The best item in the game, as some would say.
So hi, yo.
It looks like you can get up to that section without spending a key. Oh, and the heart and or other item is Goma blocked.
Yeah. So Xarnax picked up that magical boomerang. I'm not sure if CD saw it or if she just turned around and went to the Triforce room. I think she just grabbed the Triforce and left.
I can't say I blame her. She didn't have any keys, and
I
she can always come back here later.
Right, and I feel like second quest level 1, because it's only floor items, and it's usually there's usually a staircase that divides it somewhere, and then there's usually some key doors. It seems like it's more costly to dig than it's worth a lot of the time. But she's going back in.
She's going back in. Question in chat of, can the layouts of the dungeons themselves be randomized, or will it always be first, second quest? They can be randomized. There is an option in the randomizer for Shapes dungeons, as they're called. And Shapes dungeons are procedurally generated by the randomizer program.
Yeah, and if it is Shapes, they follow the first quest logic of 1 basement and 4, 2 floor items and 2 and so forth. Whereas we don't have Shapes with the second quest item distribution yet.
Although I believe that is being worked on. To answer the question in chat, yes, the other item in level 1 will be Goma blocked. We have not seen any evidence of Heart Shuffle yet.
Yeah, we haven't seen a heart at all, like, on the floor of a dungeon, I don't think. So.
The only one we've seen is that Coast Heart.
Yeah, seen a few in caves. Xarnax finds the other bomb upgrade. That must be the magical sword at the white armor screen, which means the one in East Tyrol is the white sword, which means that the white sword is in a cave and not shuffled.
You know, that can be convenient if it rolls swordless and no bomb upgrades. Even though swordless is not an option yet.
Yes. Oh. The swordless flag, I think, comes into play in the later stages of this tournament, but
CD takes a death on the main handler as she gets the bomb that kills it. I wonder if she goes back here or if she just leaves and saves her resources for another play.
Xarnax making the play up to Death Mountain. He's going to need to find some more bombs somewhere along the way, because 6 will not be enough to clear everything west and north of here. He also doesn't have the power bracelet. If with a Second Quest Overworld, if possible, I kind of like to have the power bracelet before coming up here, just so you don't leave that one power bracelet, the Second Quest letter spot unchecked. But they're running out of options, in this circumstance, it makes sense to check, and it pays off because he finds a dungeon.
Xarnax has found level 4. Oh wait, no, there is one dungeon for Second Quest 1 through 6 that cannot be level 4, and that is level 3. This might actually be Second Quest 2, but it's level 4.
Yeah.
CD back in the main handler room, gets the main handler, gets the forced bomb, sees the bloomerang, picks it up. That was a good bomb from CD. And this is dungeon that Xarnax is in is starting to feel more like a level 2.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely getting a level 2 vibe from how linear this is, and because level 2 is 3 columns.
And you can see where the lack of keys is going to come into play already.
Yeah.
There were no keys at all in level 1 for them to get.
Yeah, that's another thing about Second Quest level 1. There are only a couple of keys I know of in there, and they often don't roll into convenient places. So,
fun fact about Second Quest level 2: it has 6 keys in vanilla.
Yeah.
So, if you aren't key blocked early like you are in this case, it might not be a bad idea to go in there and try to pull some keys out of it.
Mm-hmm.
Also, level 9 find.
Ooh. So level 9 was up on Death Mountain.
Yep. If Xarnax sees a key shop up here, I wonder if he goes ahead and buys the key and then goes into level 2.
Right now, he's just getting robbed by a door repair.
Yeah, that happens.
Heading in sort of the same direction.
Then getting beat up by some Lionels, but finds another level 4. Wait. No, this one's probably 3.
Oh, quick Triforce. He goes outside and looks at the menu, he'll know immediately. Unless it's one of the Triforces he started with, in which case he won't.
If it's level 3, it is definitely not. Let's see. Yeah, that's 3.
Yep, that's 3. Yeah, that upper right, the top right is First Quest level 2 or Second Quest level 3, which is... And Second Quest level 3 is pretty small, so I'm probably going to go back in there and check it out.
The big thing to watch out for in Second Quest 3 is the meat block.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, if the meat block is toward the bottom, it's not a problem because you can just walk through it. You just can't walk back. Power bracelet on the floor.
Good find, good find.
And he's going to take that immediately and check that power bracelet spot. That's a few screens away, I would imagine.
I feel like I would have looked for the other item in there to try to confirm deny heart shuffle.
Yeah, but I mean, it's gamble either way. If heart shuffle's off, then all you've done is find a heart container. Whereas,
right, but I guess I'm seeing it from the standpoint. Oh, go ahead.
Under here, it's just a potion shop at the.
Cdinprov has found level 4.
So he's found every cave in West Death Mountain, Cdinprov in East Death Mountain.
Xarnax is out of bombs until now.
Well, we found a level under a power bracelet spot here in the Northwest.
So both runners are in level 4. Actually, no. Xarnax He's in level 6. Yeah, Xarnax is in 6. Cdinprov is one of 4 or 5. I don't know which yet. Those are the 2 dungeons where literally the entire map of level 5 fits within level 4. This will tell us, though. That is level 5.
Yeah, it looks like it was the Triforce. It's Triforce she already had, right?
Yep. And even though we can't see much of the dungeon on Xarnax,
yeah, she saw very little of that. She may not be sure whether it was 5 or 6, but
she is going to go back in. 5 is small enough that this actually isn't that bad of an idea.
Yeah. Xarnax is the level Xarnax is in was under the power bracelet in the northeast.
So there is a locked door, which means Xarnax will not be able to continue this way unless there is a stair in this room, which there could be. And CD is key blocked. And there's the confirmation of level 5 on CD side. I feel like with how heavily key blocked the seat has been for the runner so far, I imagine at least one, if not both of them, are already considering the key purchase.
Yeah.
And I believe that's all the levels found.
Yeah, but by process of elimination, we think what Xarnax was just in was 4.
Oh, that's right,
Really
we haven't
4,
seen
not
4 yet.
4.
No, I believe the one Xarnax was in was 6, based on the way it started. So we still need level 4.
Okay.
Likely,
so despite what you might have heard, turns out none of the levels are 4.
Yeah. When every level is 4, the actual 4 just leaves the seat. CD finds a staircase. It is a transport. There are 2 of those in Second Quest 5. That is 2 sets of them. Xarnax is now back in level green, which we know is 8.
CD finds the walkthrough in 5. That one walkthrough, I think, is the only one in 5.
Correct. And there will be, I want to say there's 1 bomb wall that can spawn.
Yeah.
I think, the on-color keys dropping bombs is very important for CD here. Not necessarily from the standpoint of bomb balls, but from the standpoint of resource management. I believe
with drop groups shuffled, it's a little bit harder to know what to kill to farm.
It is a push block for Cdinprov, and she finds the other transport in level 5. Note that that Goma room, when it's in level 5, can be a floored item, and it could very well have been a key. Speaking of keys, that's what you want to see is that key. Cdinprov now up to a whole 1 key.
I don't think
there's
there
no
could be
walkthrough
a
wall
walkthrough
there.
In that direction. I think there's just the one through the left-right wall.
Xarnax will pick up both the key and the level 8 Triforce. But has no bombs. Xarnax is going to have to leave level 8 for now, but he does get the Triforce out of it. As CD is going to continue to search for the items here in level 5.
She does not have a bow, so Gomas are going to turn her around.
What would actually be a really good turn of events for CD here would be a bow or silver arrows here in level 5, as we find the actual level 4 after all of that talk.
In its vanilla second quest level 4 location, nonetheless.
Of course 4 would do me like that. I shoot. That is a key that Xarnax probably wants. And now we have all of our dungeons found. No recorder necessarily required, no raft required at all.
Yeah.
Well, hold on, this could be 2, which would mean the dungeon we thought was 2 is actually 4. That's where the heart will drop in level 5 in that Goma room.
Yeah, that vertical room with the key is in the room from 2, but I don't know if they can shuffle between each other. I don't always understand how that works, but...
well, this might be a level 2 on Xarnax's side.
If this is 2, then one of the level up at Death Mountain must be 4.
Yep.
But...
which means 4 did decide to participate. Magical shield in...
That's a magical shield in the basement. That means this is a Boom 60. They have not seen a book in a shop yet, so it must be in the rare shop. But it's out there somewhere for sale.
I'm willing to call the level that Xarnax is in now level 2 based on how linear it is and also the sheer amount of keys.
Yeah.
To answer the question in chat, no, items are not in their usual dungeons. So nothing of really good value for Boletta for Cdinprov in... I gotta stop doing that. Terribly sorry, folks. And to Cdinprov. CD is done in level 5. Let's see where she goes. Xarnax looks to be a little... he's taking a pause here. Probably trying to figure out which dungeons are which.
Yeah, he may have concluded the same as we did, that he'd already been in 2, in which case he's trying to figure out what dungeon he's in.
TD takes a death on the overworld. He's going to keep going.
Yeah. So if that level he got the power bracelet, he got the power bracelet off the floor in 3, right?
Yes.
All right. So CD's going to need to get back there to find two levels that she's missing. So she'll have to make it up to Death Mountain pretty soon. And if she thinks like me that she'd kind of like to have the power bracelet before going up to Death Mountain, it might hold her back.
We still have not seen a single floor heart in the dungeon.
Yeah.
And we are 40 minutes in.
We also haven't seen a floor item in a dungeon that doesn't have a floor item, so we don't know one way or another on our channel.
Yeah, it's weird to be this deep into a seed with no knowledge of Heart Shuffle. Xarnax does not want to spend his last bomb. There we go.
Heart in the Gliok room, except with an Aquamentus, and
that doesn't necessarily indicate one way or the other because it's the first one we've seen, but it does point in the direction of no Heart Shuffle. Slightly.
CD just burned a first quest only bush. I wonder if to be fair, sometimes that take any cave is sometimes I burn it walking past it even if I know it's not going to open. But I wonder if she. I think she knows it's just second quest overworld. I don't think she's been burning other first quest spots. But
yeah, that may just be muscle memory.
Yeah.
And very, very important about finding that second quest too. Xarnax's key count went from 1 to 5.
Yep. Is he going to go back in for the basement item? Because I think I might, just because there's not that much left. But on the other hand, you might want to take those keys and use them somewhere else.
Well, also bear in mind he has no bombs, so he can't. If he's bomb blocked out of it, he can't go back anyway.
That's true.
He also could be just saying, you know what, I'm going to gamble that Ganon's not required and just get to 9 ASAP. Which, if Ganon's not required, Xarnax is very close to being done with this seed. Unless we have the Miracle Dig Dogger blocking Zelda. CD gonna take a potion?
No. Having a required recorder on a second quest overworld with nothing under the recorder spots would be something special indeed. We'll see.
Well, given that we've seen all the dungeons and we've seen the White Sword item, the only thing that could be under the recorder spot is a boom book. Yeah, the boom book. So now the actual level 4. As CD is making her way up. Now, there is a Mugger room here in level 4, as well as a bomb upgrade. Xarnax doesn't know that this is a boomstick seed, so he may pick that bomb upgrade up if he sees it. Ooh, early Triforce. I think if you're Xarnax, you just go to 9 here.
Yes, Captain Green, we have seen 9. It's in West Up Mountain, a few screens away from where Xarnax is right now. Looks like he's going towards it.
And at 44.5 minutes, with very few items found, Xarnax will be in level 9. Xarnax wants to kill this manhandler.
Yeah, a couple reasons to kill this manhandler. One, it's a shutter door, so you want to see if it opens, just on the off chance that it's Zelda and a required Ganon. The other, the manhandler roar can mask the Ganon roar. Oh, we're done.
Yep, there he is.
Yeah.
Xarnax finishing in first place with a time of 45 minutes and 6 seconds.
Yeah.
I don't think you could have 9.
Yeah. Huh?
I don't think you could. I'm sorry.
Yeah, unless you just walk past that manhandler and did just a few seconds faster. But going up is, I was about to say, he found Zelda based on this before I could even say it, but because it's 50-50, the Ganon and Zelda are going to be in their own rooms, and in this case, Zelda was in her own rooms, up is an attractive play just because you're going to be entering Zelda's room from the south, one way or another, and she happened to be not very far away, so Xarnax is finished.
Also, for folks looking for an item recap, well, we saw 4 items in the seed.
Yeah,
That's
and that power bracelet in 3 is kind of the key to the whole seed because you got 2 power bracelet block dungeons. So the sooner you get, and Xarnax's call to grab that and immediately go check power bracelet spots really paid off.
Yeah, this was a tale for the ages. Just skip all the items, go get the Triforces, get the power bracelet, and then go find Ganon. Or Zelda, depending on your sprite.
I'm not even sure if ladder was required, although they both got the ladder pretty early, and it's hard, and you don't really notice if it once you have it when you hit the blocks.
I want to say it was required for 1 Triforce somewhere.
Yeah,
maybe an 8, but outside of that, it wasn't. Wait, no, 1. Because you had to go through the map room to get to the north half of the dungeon where the Triforce was.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Triforce for CD. She is going to skip it and go look for items.
Yeah, and if you're in if you're in Second Quest 4, a full clear is often a good play because there are 2 basement items, but we know the power bracelet is up in 3 in Death Mountain, but with CD's information continuing on is not a bad idea. It's just unluckily not the right play right now. Although it looks like she might be turning around. We'll see what she does. And we have Xarnax joining us in the booth now. GG, sir.
Hey, thank you.
Yeah, I mean, this was an interesting seed. You, any initial thoughts?
The one that springs to mind right now is the last big hurdle I ran into. When I found level 4 initially, I mismarked it as 2, and that threw me off a good bit.
We did exactly the same thing in the commentator's booth. We thought it was 2 until you actually saw 2. And I even said, when you were paused for a while in 2, I said, I wonder if he's just confused. He thought he was already in 2 and is now just realizing he was in 4 instead. Because when you were in what we now know is 4, we thought it was 2 as well. So.
Yeah. And then 6 and 8 messed me up a lot too.
Look, every second quest dungeon in 1 through 6, except for 3, is level 4.
Yeah, that's it. It's a safe way to a safe assumption to start with. But keys were the other big story of this seed, I think.
Yeah, which happens in Second Quest when you haven't found 2. But I think.
Yeah, luckily there were some cheap ones in shops, kind of spread out. So I marked several of them, and I'm glad I bought the one when I did. Actually, I kind of wasted that one. I was just looking for the item in level 1.
CD does not have the power bracelet, which was pretty key.
Yeah, that was what was. Yeah, I was lucky that I recognized that it was 3 immediately, and I was like, this dungeon is so small that I need to. And at that point, it seemed likely that power bracelet or recorder was going to be required.
CD finding the raft, which could only waste her time.
So, fun fact about the seed. There was exactly 1 floor heart that we've seen so far.
Yeah, some of the Triforces were really early. Did not explore. I think I went 1 room into 7, which was wonderful.
And CD finds the any key in the basement of level 4, which will certainly solve that problem.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, so the only time you had keys in the seed was right at the end.
Yeah, I found several of them in level 2, and that was pretty much it. And luckily, they weren't necessary to get through it.
Yeah, I almost wonder if this any key is going to slow her down a bit, because she'll be able to explore rooms that you were forced to skip. But it does reduce stress either way.
How did you feel about seeing... Oh, sorry, go ahead.
I was just agreeing with John.
Yeah. Okay. How did you feel about seeing all of the Gomas?
I
only remember, I think, 2 of them.
I think a lot of them were on CD side too. There were several Gomas, and we never saw a bow.
Right.
Even though you started with wood arrows and never got to fire them.
It was, I think, level 4. Right before I got my last Triforce, I saw a Goma, and I was like, "Oh, I'm so close! If I need to go track down the bow, this could be a while still." But then it ended up being like 2 more minutes. That was the friendliest 9 I've seen in a very long time.
So CD finds level 9. She should be finding level 3 in a moment here.
And to answer the question, because I know you're curious, Boomstick was on.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, CD saw the shield in the basement. We have not seen the book in a shop anywhere. If she happens upon it, she has plenty of money. I think she's saving up money to get it if she happens upon it. But we've seen a lot of this overworld between the two of you, and I'm guessing it's under a recorder spot.
Yeah,
unless that raft takes her to it.
Either.
Yeah.
I can't imagine she'll find. Oh no, she doesn't have the power bracelet, so yeah, she will probably check raft spots before. Well, unless she digs 3.
Which she's about to find, so we'll see what she does.
True.
I think she'll dig 3, just if nothing else, because it's so small.
And I think we saw what, like, oh, she's going down first. Yeah, she'll get it right here.
Yes, the Dungeon of Yields. So, let's see what the game gave you that you needed. It gave you a spice rack, gave you a croissant, it gave you a cutting board-ish, it gave you a tenderizer. Yeah, the seed wanted you to cook breakfast.
So Xarnax, you're facing our tracker in the next round, Boletta.
Yeah, I've heard that Boletta's been volunteering just so. I think I read she.
Yeah.
Can get familiar with her opponent. So hopefully you didn't learn too much watching me. Yeah, that'll be a fun race.
Xarnax, CD wants this compass, trying to get these darknets out of the way. Grab that clock.
That's a clock.
Yeah, I've really been enjoying these flags, so I'm happy to be able to race them a few more times.
CD does not yet know, nor do we know if it's hard shuffle. So
she's gonna keep going, yeah. And she has the any key, so there's less cost to continuing on in here.
And CD will be going to the bonus bracket, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. I haven't looked at the bracket recently. I can check. Let's see.
Another floor heart, so that's 2 out of 9.
9.
Wait, no, 8. I always forget the 9th heart is the ladder heart.
It seems pretty likely that hearts aren't shuffled.
I'm waiting for that one seed where 7 of the hearts are vanilla and there's a single heart that's shuffled and it's a required item.
Oh man.
Although I have seen cases of commentators getting their comeuppance when they have to race, so yeah.
I really do need to review. I've seen a lot of second quest dungeons practicing these flags. And,
CD gets the loser of Saver versus Jacober.
What a treat!
Well,
Yikes.
that's the matchup. And CD immediately going to check these power bracelet spots. I like the decision.
Oh yeah, not skipping raft. No, that's but she should find 2 or what 8 and 4, 8 and 2. Yeah, still mixed up. Or was it 6 and 2?
6 and 2.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah,
they're all
6
4, but 6 and 2.
Right. I had 6 6 and 8 and 2 and 4 are both mixed up while I was tracking. But what I was saying earlier, I've seen a lot of Second Quest dungeons practicing, and I really need to review like what rooms look like for heart drops in the Second Quest dungeons. It's been too long since I've played it.
Yeah, there was a chart posted in the Z1R Discord recently.
I did see that.
Which, if you're interested in what you're seeing and you want to play more and learn more about this, you should check out. And someone posted a chart that has all of the map and compass and Triforce and hard rooms, or map and compass and boss rooms to show where those drops are, in case that item drop flag rolls off. It's an interesting thing about these flags. It's random percent, so all sorts of things can be randomized, but because they're all 50-50, there are a lot of things that we normally don't randomize that can roll off, so people are having to learn more about the vanilla game to prepare.
I think it would do everybody good to do one Second Quest playthrough, just so that you have an idea of what is and isn't in there. Like that's how I got the knowledge that Second Quest 2 has a lot of keys. Is I did a Second Quest run where I just did every room, and I came out of Second Quest 2 with like 4 keys or something ridiculous.
Well, I've done some routing for Second Quest speedruns, so that's how I knew that. But yeah, just playing the vanilla game and to get some background is always good.
Second Quest is highly underrated unless you're trying the code in it, in which case I've heard it's like really weird.
Oh, yeah. Fred does not like Second Quest because there are all sorts of nuances to it that screw up the randomizer that he has to go back and fix.
Yeah.
So, CD is missing the 2 Triforces that we know are under the power bracelet blocks. She has her power bracelet. She's up A-ing, so these 2 power bracelet spots right next to the start screen where she is are where she needs to go.
Well,
so she's on the right track.
She actually needs to go back to 8.
Oh, that's right. That's not far from this area either, so. But she's seen that. She just took the ladder and left.
Yeah, which is not the worst idea in the world when you find level 8 very few minutes into the seed and then immediately find a ladder.
Did she get ladder around the same time I did?
Yeah, I think she might have even got it, not in it first. You both had it very early.
Yeah, that was quite a treat. Wand and ladder within like 2-3 minutes.
The CD is now going to find the Kleok and level 6. She might just leave here, because she doesn't have the door to guard with.
Well, she has a... Oh, you mean just this room for safety? She knows... I mean, this is a Triforce she needs. She has the any key, so she can... If she wants to use door strats, she can go back to this door. But yeah, she's going to check some other stuff first before taking that on, I think.
No, she should have this Triforce already.
This is...
Yeah, it's the level 8 one that she needs.
Yeah.
And she finds her quarter.
Yeah, she's in 2, I think. 2 was the one that was under the power bracelet, right?
2 was vanilla Second Quest 4.
Oh, okay. So what was the one that was under?
She's in 6.
Oh, so this was the Triforce piece you guys started with.
Right. Yeah, 6 and 2. Yeah, we're both under.
Yeah. Okay.
Right by start.
So she should, if she may not, if she realizes it's 6, she may leave here and check out what that recorder does. But which looks like her play. No,
she's gonna go paint Kleok, I think. I don't think she's convinced that Heart Shuffle is off yet.
Yeah.
And she's concerned that she still needs Bow and Silvers for 9.
Right.
We know that they will not be necessary.
She's also, I don't think from her perspective she's seen enough of this to say it's not to. Because she's only seen, you know, rooms that are in a similar shape.
Yeah.
Although if you look at the rows, you can rule it out, but it's subtle.
By the way, Xarnax, we could not see level 6 on your screen.
Oh, yeah, my capture is really dark. I don't really know what I can do about that.
You know, it would be nice if the game didn't put enemies that require heavy amounts of dodging in rooms where you don't have room to dodge.
Yeah, the vanilla Gliok room actually is kind of designed to make the fight harder if you think about it, because you know Gliok's body has no hitbox, and the vanilla room makes it so you can't get into the corners behind him. So sometimes when he's in open rooms, it's quite a bit easier. But in this case, no, because it's not an open room at all. It's a room with crazy obstacles that you would never think to put a Gliok on unless you were randomizing the game.
This would be a great room for one-hit KO.
Still hold the Chevy room as the best room to fight Gliok in. And a bomb pack.
Yeah, so this is another race where floor drops weren't shuffled.
Yeah.
So I've seen so many of those, and learning what to expect from particularly the chart that Sis Crusher posted in the Discord with the compass, Triforce, heart, and boss rooms. Knowing those is huge. Really, I guess she might have been looking for a compass, or maybe a map to confirm that she's in 2.
Well, she was. I think she was looking for a transport because the first thing she did was try to push the block.
That wall to the south has to open somehow.
Yeah.
If it doesn't...
Yeah, I wonder if she mismarked it. Because
she might think she's in 7.
No, because she has the 7 Triforce. I would think she would...
Right, but I'm just thinking in terms of the map shape. Nothing there. There will not ever be, if you come into a dungeon from a certain way, there will never be a room behind that. So, for example, in this case, because Boletta came into the dungeon from the left wall, there will not be a room to the left of this room.
You called her
CD.
Boletta again.
Dang it! I've been doing that all day. I don't know why. Ugh. It's like I see the name, I know exactly what I want to say, and then I get the name wrong. Somebody slap me, please.
I mean, I think that would be a violation of social distancing protocols.
Just get one of those like 10-foot long poles and hit me with that.
All right, CD checking out this recorder.
Thank you, Xarnax.
It is in fact going to unbeaten because it takes her right to level 8. So once she grabs the Triforce out of here, she will be able to find level 2 right away.
Also of note is that where it actually goes to new dungeon locations.
Yeah, which means it's very powerful. If you find that early on with that combination of flags, all of a sudden it saves a lot of overworld exploration. But finding it pretty late in the game, but it is going to shorten the end game of this seed for her considerably.
She's not
going back into 6.
Yeah.
What are you saving your money for?
Well, she knows it's a boomstick seed, so she may be thinking if she comes upon that book, she'd rather have that than the bomb upgrade.
Double?
That's fair.
She might also be thinking if she never finds the book, she's close to the money for a blue ring.
Yeah, that's true too.
I found that Second Quest 8 isn't actually as bad as it is sometimes hyped up to be, because yes, it has 1.5 million staircases in it, but it's very condensed.
Yeah, you kind of have to develop a procedure for handling all those staircases. Some people track every room, which I think is what CD does. I like to just go as far as I can, take the staircase, and then backtrack one by one when forced to.
That's basically what I do. Yeah, I think Second Quest 7 is generally worse than 8.
7's always worse than 8.
No,
Wait,
well,
no, Chase.
if you have the 7 is a little less complicated because of the lack of walkthroughs and bomb holes, but if the Triforce is far away, 7 is can be a pain too.
Look, we all know everybody just wants to full clear a Shapes 8 to find 2 boomerangs and a heart.
Of course.
Good. What? Oh. CD got hit at the same time as killing the Dodongo, and that took away the bomb drop.
Ugh.
CD continuing to dig 8, probably looking for a compass.
And
Conveniently right there.
I was about to say, she's in the... I actually couldn't remember if that Chevy... I remember that Chevy's something. I couldn't remember if it was the map or the compass, but... but yeah, that'll point her in the right direction.
I still need to might need to find the right staircase to get there still.
Yeah,
I don't
because
think
it's all
you
the way
can
on the other side of the spiral.
I don't actually remember where the compass is in Vanilla 8. Like what room it's in. The room type, yes, but not the physical location on the map.
Yeah, I couldn't tell you either. I know it's I know it's a room we don't go to in I don't think it's even in the 100% speedrun, so I'm not really sure where it is.
You need to do the Navigator % speedrun where you get all the map compasses. Hello.
Oh yeah, the 100% plus is on the category extensions now, but I don't think anyone's done it for Second Quest yet.
Well, have somebody do that then.
Free world record.
1000 and what? 300 rupees.
People have done Second Quest Extreme, which is a 3-heart swordless run that requires you to visit every room and pick up every map and compass.
Second Quest Swordless is actually easier to do than First Quest.
Absolutely. Swordless was the first Second Quest category I did because you don't have to worry about red bubbles, and the wand is guarded by four wall masters, so you don't have to go through the all the whiz robes that you need in the First Quest Swordless run.
Oh man, she's trying to save that one bomb, which I think is all she needed to get to the Triforce.
Ooh. Well, hopefully she finds some bombs somewhere else and gets pointed in the right direction soon.
I mean, she could try to clip across this room.
She will not be able to clip up from here. You can clip down coming from the left, but because of the way the grid works, you don't have room to set up a clip up from that direction.
Yeah. The grid in this game is one of the hardest enemies.
Yeah. You can also clip sideways into it and come back and then clip up, but the upward clip that she tried to do is impossible.
Oh, hey, look, remove most open staircases on.
Yeah, it looks
Oh
like
man. So a tip, CD, if you watch this back on that Moldorm, if you run into it and then kill it and finish it off with a bomb, since it's got 10 pieces, it'll always drop a bomb. You can force off any Moldorm, basically.
Good old Moldorb. I don't know why, but with this game in particular, because they're literally just fireballs, I just refer to them as Moldorbs. I forget what this room has in it. This might have a bomb pack on the floor.
I think people get them confused because I think the Moldorms in Land Mole sort of switch places in the sequels. In Link to the Past, the Land Moles are slow and the Moldorms are fast, so the other way around.
In Link to the Past, the Moldorms are just there to knock you off of cliffs. They serve no other purpose.
Yeah, which are more like their personality is more like the game.
Yes. Seeing as we're an hour 13 in, I do want to real quick give shout outs to our runners, Xarnax and Cdinprov, our tracker, not runner, not currently in this race, even though I keep mentioning it, Boletta, and my co-com, John Tabin, as well as the SpeedGaming family channels.
CD opting to buy that bomb upgrade now.
This is going to be the vanilla amount, not too surprising. That flag is a 50% chance to shuffle independent of the shop items. We got the double stun. And CD might be thinking there's another magic staircase that's needed to get to the Triforce.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Jay Coper, there's one wall that she didn't bomb. And I know in my exploration, once I've left a room, especially something like that, it's hard for me to remember what I've tried and what I haven't. Some of those kind of things are hard to make good notes on.
Especially if you're not tracking doors in dungeons, which is to me a little bit less common than tracking the rooms themselves. The only dungeon I really do track doors in is level 9, just because it's level 9 and doesn't have any bomb walls ever. Finds another staircase. What does it contain? More stairs. Oh, hello. Maybe this is an alternate path. Nope. So close yet so far. Although she can go back across this room. Does get herself some bombs. She is now doing the 8.
Laundry's done.
I'm pretty sure that's just an indication that this is going to be the wrong staircase, but yes. I tried to get my push to talk off before, but it didn't. It's a banana!
She already picked up the magical boomerang, so even if she wanted that, it wouldn't do anything if she picked it up.
And she now needs to go back to that bomb wall. She cannot progress further in the spiral. You know, they do say that bananas are healthy to have when you've been doing a long marathon run, because they have high amounts of potassium. CD going back through this stair. He's gonna go back through again.
Yeah, we now know that she needs to be, she needs to get into that Triforce room, either through a staircase that goes directly there, or come from the right. It's the wall from the left is one more. So the question is, I think she's seen some of that tail section in the dash column. I don't know if she knows the way back there, or if that even, or even if that's the whole path.
She might. To me, it would be a question of how well has she been tracking her rooms.
Yeah.
Here's the Wall Masters. I don't think this was it, because I want to say it was in the corner. The other corner. Although when your dungeon has 5 corners. Alright, that just took her back there. Oh, and the other Dodongo came up to eat the bomb. Troll Dongo living up to its name. Yeah, 8 and 7 are definitely not the easiest dungeons to navigate. Especially 8 if you're not tracking the staircases.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's so easy to lose track of where you've been.
Although it does lead to sometimes hilarious reactions when people play Second Quest for the first time blind.
Oh, yeah.
This is the stair that she needs.
Especially people who are maybe familiar with the randomizer, but haven't played Second Quest before. And so they like know the implications of all these stairwells, and they're just like, "Oh my god!"
I want to say somebody did that, and they described Second Quest as the worst randomizer seed you can imagine, with First Quest not being far behind.
I mean, vanilla is trolley. All the items are required, practically.
Yeah, it's... There's no bomb walls in 9 or 7, except for the ones you have to take.
There's a raft block, a recorder block. Come on. Right,
Magical Sword is up in Death Mountain randomly in Second Quest. CD has missed the bomb wall again.
Yeah, I don't think she tried bombing left in the corner.
Don't even get started on the first time somebody sees a walkthrough wall.
Oh yeah, that's always interesting. It's the shoot in level 2 almost always where they figure that out.
But yeah, just
But they're like, why isn't this?
you could figure it out in 4.
Well, you could, except how are you going to get to 4 without
Power bracelet?
You have the power bracelet, but you need the recorder to get more than one room in because there's a dig dogger towards the beginning of 4. So
yeah, there is that. And you can't get into 6 or 8 because you need ladder for 8 and recorder for 6.
Mm-hmm.
CD's now going back to the north side of the level. Hey, I'd be okay with PB blocks and dungeons. As long as the blocks are slightly differently colored so that you can tell you need the power bracelet and you don't just stand there and push a block for 30 seconds hoping you didn't clock a wall master in the wall.
Mm-hmm.
CD is now back in the outer tail of the spiral. Don't know if she's been in this staircase yet.
I do recall Xarnax taking the staircase on his dive, which led to the Triforce. So, see if this proves fruitful.
Again, there's no way you get out of that room without taking red bubble hits, unless you have red candle.
Even then, you'd have to be very skillful at candle boosting to pull that off.
That takes her back up to the upper portion of the level. Finds a stair in this room. It was the boomerang. And back in she goes.
Yeah, I don't recall where the blue bubbles were in here.
The stair room that took you to the lower right corner. The inner lower right corner, that is. You know, as a youngster, I always called level 7 the spiral and level 8 the G.
I can see that.
Looks like she's going to go back to that outer spiral to look for the magic stair to get over to the Triforce. We know it's going to be a bomb wall that she needs to go through. I don't recall if there was even a stair in the pre-Triforce room.
Yeah, I don't remember either.
There's the blue bubble.
At this rate, she's probably going to see every room before it occurs to her that she might have missed a bomb wall.
Which is a little unfortunate to see. Runner gets stuck in that situation. No stair there. This could be a stair. It just gets that Wallmaster down, does not get grabbed.
Yeah, the slow curse with the Wall Masters is always pretty nerve-wracking because...
And no stair in this room either.
Most of the time, if you know the Wall Masters are coming, you can outrun them, but then all of a sudden you can't.
Yeah, if you're slowed down, it's a lot harder to dodge everything. including Wizard Beams, which are the worst to have to dodge when slow. Oh no!
I imagine she's getting
And-
pretty frustrated at this point.
Yeah, this would be the point where you just say, "Well, okay, game."
Yeah, she
I mean-
often races with the IRC hidden. I know in the last race she didn't, but I would not be surprised for her to open the chat room at some point and see how long ago Xarnax finished and just bail. But
Although credit where credit is due, she is sticking with this, refusing to let the seed get the best of her as much as she can help it. You'd think after a long enough period of time we'd eventually figure out how to play this randomizer, but she is back in the room with the Wallmasters.
oh, Xarnax saying in chat, he picked up the letter because of the red bubbles being in play. I when he was in that cave, we commented on it. He left the cave initially, and I was like, I think I don't remember if it was me or Elso said, "Huh, he's leaving the letter behind. That's an interesting play." And then he immediately turned around and got it.
And to be fair, if you know your swordless curse or your red bubble curse is something like swordless, or alternatively you just happen to be in a case of there's no red bubbles because they just didn't spawn in, then it's a perfectly valid play to leave the letter behind, get your potions out of heart caves if you see them, or just skip the potions entirely. But that to me has always been a runner's preference type of thing, whether they pick the letter up or not.
Sure. I'll almost always get it unless I find it so late in the seed that it's unlikely that I'm going to buy a second. I already have potion, and it's unlikely that I'm going to need to buy more. But
And a good bubble. Oh, go ahead.
Usually, you don't know like if a free potion or a purchased potion is going to be more convenient. Isn't that obvious right off?
And CD did get a good bubble boost to keep her speed a little bit longer. To answer the question in chat as to what the difference was, it was a combination of CD finding the power bracelet late and a single bomb wall.
Yeah. I mean, the power bracelet is how he right ordered it and got it in 45 minutes. This missing bomb wall is why she
found a stair.
Ooh.
She found a one-way stair that took her to the room right next to the Triforce.
Ooh. So there was another way without that bomb wall.
The seed finally relents.
Yeah, so and the Triforce will kill the red bubble curse, so she'll be at full speed. Yeah, for
Yes.
people asking in chat, in second quest, red bubbles take your sword away until you hit a blue bubble. In the randomizer, they can do some other stuff, and in this particular seed, they're making her slow when she hits a red bubble.
Red bubbles are mean. Don't touch them.
And she's blowing that recorder, and it's going to take her right to where she needs to be.
And I want to say 2 was pretty quick to get the Triforce, but it was a little while ago, so I don't remember exactly.
Xarnax didn't
I think
take
if you're
the item out of here, I don't think.
I think if you're CD at this point, you just gamble on 9, seeing how far into the siege you already are. You just make that gamble and pray that it's...
Oh, so it was 6 that she got the recorder out of. The tracker's incorrect.
Yeah, it was 6.
Okay. Yeah.
In Vanilla Second Quest 2 would have the recorder, but this is not vanilla items.
And it's now fixed.
Again, shoutouts to our tracker, not runner, in this race, Balletta. Yes, every level is level 4 in Second Quest until you get a couple rooms in. Even level 4 is level 4. CD is now run the full gamut of the right side of level 2. She just needs to make her way over to somewhere in the middle-ish area, vicinity. She now realizes she needs to do some bombing and finds a bomb wall. Does not quite find a compass for her efforts. I want to say the compass is in a double 6 room. If I remember too correctly, I probably don't.
The compass is... I'm not sure. I want to say it's one of the rooms that we passed through that I've seen many times, but I can't remember which one.
To answer the question in the chat, this was game 2 of a best of 3 series. So after this, Xarnax will move on to the winners bracket, and CD will be going into the bonus bracket.
And so later tonight, I don't have the schedule in front of me, do you?
I'm about to pull it up.
All right, go for it.
So later tonight, we have at 9:30 Crimson Avix versus J Smash.
That should be a good one.
And at 10:30, we have Chrono JJ and Shaddy.
Pretty light schedule. I know we have a ton of races tomorrow. So.
Yes, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 tomorrow. CD is working her way through this level 2 as best she can.
No. It's not that big. She'll get there soon enough.
Yeah. And I do think she'll go straight to 9 when she's done here. I don't see her sticking around to explore the wildlife. We have a dark Gliok room. I don't believe this can have an item in Second Quest 2. Yeah, she's gonna leave.
And she may have picked up on the fact that Triforces are going to be in Triforce rooms, and even if she thinks, even if she's doesn't know that can't be the compass room, she might not want to deal with it. So
yeah, I don't think. I'm pretty sure she's all Glioked out on the seed.
Yeah.
She's gonna kill this Aquamentus.
Something very interesting happened with that first wand fire. When Link moves after firing a projectile, it actually bends the hitbox a little bit, so you can miss Aquamentus from the same position that you would hit him if you didn't walk down by walking down. A little nuance in the code that often goes unnoticed. All right, so CD has her full Triforce. She knows the location of level 9. I don't imagine she's going to try and dig any other items before going there.
Yeah, I don't think at this point. I think at this point she's just gonna go straight to 9.
Well, I don't remember what the any roads were. There was one on any road up and down.
Yeah, and it looks like that's the way she's gonna go. Is yep, the any road right to 9. It's interesting because sometimes when the any roads are shuffled, they're very much not convenient at all. But in the seed, they're actually pretty useful, and she is going to get a potion before going into 9. Not a bad play.
That blue potion was a ripoff.
Oh, totally. Never buy blue. Always buy blue. Wait, what?
I mean, sometimes the red's more than double blue. It makes more sense to buy 2 blues, but in this case, there's no reason to ever get a blue.
CD is in level 9. Let's see if she decides to take out this manhandler. Nope.
And welcome Raiders from Mitch Flower Power's channel. I imagine they're looking forward to the Mario 3 tournament that's been going on SpeedGaming. But right now we're in the tail end of a Zelda 1 randomizer race, which is just ended. Get your GGs in chat for Cdinprov, finishing with an official SRL time of 1:38.42.
Refusing to give up, sticking it out to the end, definitely credit, and a GG well earned. To answer the question, yes, this is the upper bracket. This is the first round of that upper bracket.
And CD's in the booth with us now. GG, CD.
GG, you guys. Yeah, somehow I knew. I was like, yeah, I should have left SRL open. I'm really sorry for making you guys.
Oh, it's not a problem. Yeah. So Xarnax finished with a really good time because he kind of right ordered the power bracelet and got it early on.
I'm guessing he found the recorder.
He actually didn't. There was a bomb hole in 8 that you missed. So,
oh, really?
So he got the Triforce out of 8 on the first dip, like when you got the ladder. So he didn't have to go back there.
GG, Xarnax.
GG.
That was definitely different. I kind of knew going into that one. I'm like, yeah, this isn't going to be my fastest, but hey, at least I finished this time. So
CD,
that was plus. Mm-hmm.
I owe you a massive apology because half the time when I went to go say CD, the word Valletta came out of my mouth.
It's okay. Valletta was actually giving me tips if I somehow made it past Xarnax while we were doing the crewing for the first Lack Attack and Duke match. She was giving me tips in case I actually made it through Xarnax, like make sure I take way too much time to do tracking and all that sort of thing. So, no, if you've looked, and I don't know if Xarnax looked, Xarnax, did you look at the brackets to see who we were going to face if we lost?
I tuned into the restream and we covered that.
If I'm right, it's Saber or Jay Coper.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yay!
So I mean,
that'll be fun.
But look at it this way: either you win in a massive upset, or you lose to one of the great veterans of the game, and no one holds it against you.
Hey, the other night was my first tournament match for Zelda, and I am pretty pleased, considering that I still don't know half the flags or what in the heck is going on half the time. I'm actually pretty much all right with this. So, I'm excited. And hey, you never know. I don't know. I think I'm lying, but it's rando. Anything can happen.
All right, so I think we already mentioned we got a couple more races later on. I don't know if we have the restreams for those yet, or what channel they're going to be on, but
I want to say one of them. I want to say the 9:30 is going to be here on SpeedGaming following the Super Mario Brothers 3 match.
Yeah, it looks like Crimson Avix vs. J Smash is starting at 21:30. That's 9:30 p.m. on SpeedGaming 2. And then it's Randomania to be determined for Chrono JJ and Shaddy.
Okay, so watch SpeedGaming 2 for 9:30, and then one of the Randomania channels for the later race. And then we have a bunch of races that have not all have their channels assigned yet, but there's going to be a lot of Zelda 1 Randomizer tomorrow night, so I look forward to that as well. Thanks to SpeedGaming for the restream. Thanks to our runners, Cdinprov and Xarnax42. Thanks to my co-commentator, also. I'm John Tabin. Anyone have any final words before we bid adieu?
I just wanted to say thank you very much to the for the restream and for the trackers and the commentators and for all of the admins, because I know I've been driving poor Fury crazy. It's really helpful at a time like this to be able to come together as a community and have something fun and exciting to do to kind of keep your mind off of everything, like not being able to go outside if you live in New York. But yeah, big thanks to everybody. It's greatly appreciated.
And thanks to our tracker, Valletta, as well.
Again, was not running, it was CD running.
Say again, Xarnax?
Just another shout out to all the volunteers. Much appreciated.